So what's the plan? Don't really know what you're doing? You're not alone. This is something I've heard from time to time, and in fact more so in the last couple of weeks. DayZ has no tutorial or introduction. It's not really that type of game, and it can be quite overwhelming, so let me fill you in. My name's Chaos, and with several thousand hours in the game, I got your back. When you first spawn, you'll usually be on the coast with some very basic gear, rags, and usually some fruit. Most people start by nomming that bad boy straight away, but trust me, hold on to it for now. I'll explain more later. To begin with, you're going to need to loot around for 4 main things. You can mostly do this all at the same time. General looting of houses and spawn towns and whatnot will often give you food, clothes, knives and everything else you need. But let's start about a few things you should know about the clothes you're going to find. Now obviously, you're going to want some style wandering around, but that's largely down to personal preference. If you're going to die, at least you'll look good. But different clothes also have a varying number of inventory slots, essentially letting you loot more stuff. And we all want stuff. The most important thing to look at though is the insulation rating. If you're cold, your character will start doing this. Aside from it getting really irritating, you will use food more quickly and may become ill. If you get too cold and it goes dark blue though, you will start losing health. So yeah, while looting, look for better insulation clothes to avoid getting cold. High or best is obviously preferable, but medium will do just fine for getting started. One more thing, the insulation value will decrease as you get wet from rain or swimming, or if they get damaged. You can wring some clothes out or dry them by a fire and repair them with a sewing kit. Let's move on to knives. They are one of the most important items in the game, from basic survival needs and crafting. You'll probably need one to open some food cans. You can use other items to do this, but the cruder the item is, the less you will get, so it's best to wait until you find one. Some of the things you can do with a knife include crafting rags, opening food cans, crafting fishing hooks from bones, and getting bark from trees, or shaving your beard. Luckily, they're usually quite easy to find. Just keep looting the area and you'll usually come across one in a house, but Zeds can drop them too. Water is an easy one since most towns have a well. You just need to find it and start scooping. It's a good idea to take your time and explore on your own since it's the best way to learn where things are, but if you're really stuck you can use an external map. I'll link a couple in the description. You can find where you are on the map by checking the nearest street sign in game and then find the nearest well. You don't always have to drink till you're full, but just so you know, it takes about 20 scoops, so stop drinking if you see this symbol. That will last you quite a while though, bear in mind that a lot of food will also provide some water when you eat it. If you find a water bottle or cooking pot, you can fill this up instead. Just be sure to empty the contents first so you don't get ill. If you happen to come across some chlorine tabs, you can use this instead of discarding the water to purify it. It also means you can refill the bottle at streams instead of a well, so long as you remember to apply them. Food can be hit or miss. You can often find plenty of cans around, but if not, you can still go fishing or hunt other animals. Personally, I don't usually bother fishing. You have to mess around finding a rod or a rope to craft one and still have to get hooks and so on. And at the same time, while it's possible to melee some farm animals, you're more likely to find yourself chasing them around the field for ages. Chickens, on the other hand, are easy kills and their deafening screech can be heard from quite a distance. Honestly, chicken breast isn't particularly great by itself, but you should be able to easily grab 2 or 3 of them just while looting around. That should be more than enough to get you going. After finding one, a couple of quick hits will stop it perforating anyone else's eardrums. You can either carry it around or, using a knife, just skin it now. And if you're not sure, you can always keep the bones from them and turn them into hooks and fish with them later on. After skinning any animal or body, if you don't have gloves you will need to wash your hands. It's easy enough to do, just visit a well, stream, a water bottle or tincture and other medical supplies will do it as well. You're going to need a fire to cook that food, so start by gathering some sticks. Bushes are perfect for this since they give you long sticks. You'll also need some kindling. You can use rags or paper from ammo boxes, but bark from trees work just as well. You'll also need something to start the fire. You can usually find matches and lighters, or even road flares in sheds and houses. Zeds will drop them too. But if you're having trouble finding anything, that bark from the tree will come in handy. Just combine a short stick with the bark and you'll be able to make a hand drill kit. You will almost always want to bake the food, not smoke it, since that stops it having any hydration and it only makes it last longer. Baked food still lasts a long time and it's not like you won't be eating it anytime soon. Since you're cooking, now's the time to also bake that bad boy fruit you got at spawn. You see, baking makes it 5 or 6 times better, even better than some meat and canned food in the game. It really does make it worthwhile waiting until you have a fire. Pears can actually spawn at trees if you or other players have been in the area for long enough. Since it's a spawn town, that's a given, so it's worth checking when you pass a few of the trees. Just a few baked pears and you'll be ready to move on in no time. So now you're warm and well fed, you're ready to move on, or keep looting, the choice is yours. Here's a few more tips though. If you haven't found one already, a good melee weapon should be a priority. A knife works well in the short term, but it will damage quickly. Anything will do really, but an axe, pickaxe or baseball bat are excellent to begin with. You can even upgrade the baseball bat with nails or barbed wire, making it super powerful, and it looks awesome too, so yeah. If you're having trouble finding a knife, you can make one from stones if you can find a pickaxe or sledgehammer. Just equip the item and find a large stone to mine. Break the large stone, then combine the small ones, and now you'll have a stone knife. If you see a PD, it's worth killing the Zeds as well. Not many people do this for some reason, I don't know why, but they often drop ammo. Early on it can give you a massive advantage, and given the booster guns like the MP5 or Scorpion, it's well worth doing. You should also try and get a stab vest if you can, as unlike the name suggests, it will also protect against uncommon bullet damage. You might find other ammo scattered around houses. Honestly, it's best to keep any that you find until you find yourself a gun. Otherwise, in typical DayZ fashion, the first gun you'll find needs the ammo you previously discarded. There'll be times when you have a whole bunch of ammo but can't find a gun, but at least you'll be sorted when you do, and you can always drop it later. If you're having trouble navigating in-game, look around for a compass to help you. Houses and hunting stands will often have them. It's also worth remembering the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. The map boards you can find on hunting trails will show you where you are, and if you just follow a road or power line you'll eventually come to a town. You can also get a rough idea if there's clouds in the sky, as they will move east. Another thing a lot of players miss is when they're looting a hospital. Be sure to check the sheds, houses and even cards around the area, as they can also spawn medical loot. If you can't find one, you can make a backpack by combining a burlap sack and rope. You can find both of these in sheds, garages or houses, and you can improve the crafted bag by combining it with sticks. If you can't find bandages, you can make more rags from most clothes. Bandanas and sewing kits will also heal cuts. Just be sure to disinfect them or any rags you make. I think that's enough for now. Hit the respawn button and see how you get on. Let me know in the comments. There's some key bindings you may also want to know that I'll link now. If you found this video useful and would like to see more, or something more intermediate or advanced, let me know in the comments, or drop a subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.